Hi, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers. In today's version of My Digital Studio Mondays, we're going to look at how you can repurpose elements from our designer kit. One of the things that I love about the designer kits is the value that they provide to you. When you purchase a designer kit, you have many different options. We have designer kits available as single pages, such as the one that you see on the screen, or on-the-go single page. We have designer kits for books. We have designer kits for calendars, for cards, and also for our tags and swatch books and things like that. The designer kits make it great when you're in a hurry and you want a beautiful pre-designed layout that you can simply just put a photo in. But what's also wonderful and what makes these such a great value is that depending on the kit or the pre-designed item that you purchase from Stampin' Up, many of the elements become available for you to use. You'll be able to find and access those elements in your resource palette. So let's look here. This one is called On the Go, and let's look under our embellishments. And in your embellishments category, you will see the word Designer Kit. Stampin' Up uses the same language throughout its resource palettes. So when you see Designer Kits under stamps and under paper, that's where you will also find the elements that are available to you. So let's go ahead and open that up. And let's scroll down and let's see which elements from the On the Go designer page are available to us. So here when I click on the Go, I'm going to see, and let's open that, I'm going to see that I can either use this page as it is, or I can have a blank project that I'm working on, and I can go ahead and I can use those embellishments that Stampin' Up! Has made available from that kit for me to use on other projects that I'm making, whether it's a card or a calendar or a whole different scrapbook page. Under stamps, we can go ahead and again, we're going to go down here to designer kits, and we're going to see what stamps are available from that. So On the Go, we're going to click on that, and we're going to see that they have indeed made a lot of the images available as stamps. The difference between embellishments and stamps, embellishments, as you can see, are already colored, and I have no options for changing their colors. When they're available to us as a stamp, I can now change their colors. So that's wonderful to see that that was made available for us. You can see the different fun stamped images that are available. And now let's go over here to our papers, and let's go ahead and check our designer series papers and our designer kits, and let's see if any of the paper from that set was made available. And sure enough, we have the different papers. So you can see the value of buying that kit. The elements are not locked, and again, those pieces become available. Now that's not to say that that happens with every single kit. And so then there are going to be times when you are going to want to capture or repurpose parts of the kit that haven't been made available to you in the different sections that I just pointed out to you. And so the way that you're going to do that is you're going to go into your computer, you're going to go into your C drive, and we're going to go into our program files, and more specifically, we're going to go into our My Digital Studio program, and we're going to go into components, and we're going to go into themes. This is where your designer kits are housed. And let's look here for just a second. Show you that one. Let's look at, there we go. There's all of our designer ones. So you can see these are the different designer kits that I've ordered. And what you can do with any of these is, let's just pull one up for just a second. Let's go down here to the neutral digital tape. Within all of these, you have objects. And if there are different objects that you want to use, whether it's the paper, whether it's the stamps, or anything like that, all you're going to simply do is you're going to go ahead and copy. And so this is an image that I want to use as stamps. And so now I'm going to come in here to my stamped file. And I'm going to create a folder that I want to store it in. And for me, I'm storing it in embellishments. Just for now, I've got something new that I'm doing, but that's where I'm choosing to store it. And then you would just simply copy and paste it. You can do the same thing by moving some of the papers and things like that over. I already have it there, so it's going to ask me to copy and replace. And so within My Digital Studio, what that's going to look like for you is when I open my stamps category, you're going to see that I have added, and let me start here first, into, I'm going to learn my alphabet backwards. Let's start first by opening up my backgrounds. Open. Well, that didn't work. I didn't open it. There we go. Open it. I have gone ahead and let's insert a blank page for just a second. I have captured some of the page images to use as overlays or to actually use as paper by then changing the color of them. Or I can also use them as an overlay. So I've gone ahead and captured some of the different papers and added them as backgrounds here. Okay. Some really fun things that we have available that were parts of design kits. And so again, I've just copied and pasted them. You don't want to cut because then you're permanently removing them from that design kit. So you don't want to do that. In addition, I've created a folder called embellishments where I move either the embellishments into a stamp category or I move objects from design kits into that. And then I have them to work with. So they're limited edition here with a little flag banner. So it just depends. And you're going to have to kind of play around and pick and choose. There was some raindrops that I wanted to be able to use. Also then, again, I talked to you about moving things around. Up here under designer papers, I created a folder called kit papers. And what I've done here is, again, I've captured, and let's insert another blank page just so you have something to look at. I've captured some of the different papers that were not available as whole sheets for whatever reason to use on my projects, so that I really liked the image or I liked the way that they looked. Here's a really good example of one that I captured and I will be using. Let me find it for just a second. Here we go. Because Father's Day is coming. And so now I have it to use as art or whatever. That was from a Father's Day card kit. So again, you can then move them into folders and move them to appropriate places so that you know where to find them. And the reason why I'm showing you that is because that's how I created this page that is the featured page today. The large dots on the background, the flags here, all of the different words, the circles, they all came from designer kits that have been purchased from Stampin' Up. And I moved the elements. Here I moved the flags from the embellishment section to my stamp section so that I could put a solid color on them. Here the dots were added as a background. Same thing with these little dots. I wanted these stamped images to work with as well as the words, and then I wanted this stitch circle to work with. And then the party hat as well. I didn't want it in the colors that it was. I wanted it to be a solid stamp so that I had it to work with. So again, the designer kits add a lot of value, and by going in behind the scenes, you can repurpose some of the elements to use in unique ways on your pages, thereby adding to the value. So I can't encourage you enough to really consider investing in our designer kits, whether they're the ones for the cards, the calendar pages, the year in review, the scrapbooks. Even if you don't intend to use the page here exactly as you see it, you're going to have a lot of options available to you by investing in our designer kit. So have a great day and happy digitally creating.